Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. Hope you're well wherever you are, and hope you enjoy these videos. And as ever, I'd love to know what you think, and if you can think of any positive affirmations, or you think that people should be perhaps more grateful for, or things to be grateful for potentially, or anything you're grateful for personally, and that sort of thing. Please let me know what you think about how people can be more positive. So I hope these videos are cheery and what's the word? Positive and powerful, or whatever word I'm looking for. And I hope they cheer people up and make people feel more positive. And sorry if my voice is not the most positive as I might like it to be, but yeah, I hope it does spread positive vibes and things like that. So again, I'd love to know, as ever, what you think about each point I raise, and anything else you might want to comment. Again, if you know any positive affirmations or anything you feel people perhaps take for granted that they could be positive about generally, or things that you are positive about, or whatever, please let me know. And so here goes. So number 11, as I'm continuing on from part 1. Number 11, I'm grateful for second chances, or abilities to change. Although I'm a creature of habit, I love the opportunities to learn, hopefully, or especially if it's things I'm going to use, like productive things, rather than possibly just learning for the sake of learning. I love to learn things I'm going to actually use, perhaps. Or sometimes it's good to know things that are like fun facts or whatever, I suppose. I think fun is underrated as well. Also, on that note, actually, I appreciate every time I have fun and things like that, and enjoy life, and that sort of thing. Number 12, I appreciate, like, even if it's a small amount of things, I appreciate anything and everything that I've achieved. Again, I suppose I would like to achieve more, but I do appreciate the little I achieve. I suppose if you don't appreciate the little things you have, like the little amounts you achieve or the little amounts of money you have, then you're not going to achieve. When you have a lot of things, I suppose, if you take them for granted, the chances are you might take a lot more. You might take other things for granted as well. So sorry, I just wonder what that noise was freaking me out. Number 13. This is quite a difficult one because I normally have. I always forget the name of it. But it's quite a long, complex name, or word. But the fear of the number 13. Triskaidekaphobia or something like that. If you know it, please post it in the comments. I know you can find it on Google, but if you know how to pronounce it, I'd love to know a way to pronounce it. But yeah, I have the fear of the number 13, so it's quite difficult because normally I see 13 as a negative number. But yeah, so but I'm probably thankful for things that went in my favour, or things I'm biased towards, like town football, being successful at times, any town football success, or slightly more selfish stuff like that, or things that I've got away with, or might be a treat to know what they are by now, but yeah, like guilty pleasures or guilty successes or whatever, times where I thought, oh, things could have got a lot worse, but like times where I've been really clumsy and avoided getting seriously injured or something like that, anyway, or things like that. And also something else I was going to say, but I can't quite remember. Yeah, I think sometimes even with the negative things, if they don't happen and everything's positive all the time, then I think you don't appreciate the positive things as much. Also, sometimes I like to watch scary stories, even though I'm scared. I'm quite easily scared. I like to watch scary videos, scary YouTube videos, and things like that. Number 14, I'm grateful for problem solving, and when problems are solved, especially my own problems, but even the world's problems are solved, or to say people who solve problems and things like that. But yeah, when problems get solved, as I say. Number 15, I'm grateful for goals. I suppose goals that I have that help me to stay focused, and when I get to work on those goals, I don't always manage to work on them, or often manage to work on them as well as I would like, but I am grateful for when I get to do so, and that sort of thing, and having, I think, mainly positive goals and things like that. Yeah, I'm grateful for when Italian teams and Celtic does well, and with my if I get to work on my political goals, and I almost forgot to say things like making YouTube videos, writing, typing, networking with people, and things like that, and charitable goals and things like that, especially. Number 16, I suppose I do overthink sometimes, but I'm grateful for the ability to think and that sort of thing. Number 17, to analyze things, as I say. And number 17, in a way, it's a double-edged. I don't know if double-edged sword is the right word, but or the right terminology. But I am like sort of grateful for having imagination, a vivid imagination, and lots of ideas. Although it can be a bit of a pain in the neck because sometimes I do wonder which idea to work on. And I'm grateful for each notebook I get to write in. Maybe I should be more grateful and appreciative rather than always trying to get more notebooks or more notes to write on. I should be appreciative of one or two ideas and one or two stories I can write. So sometimes it is a bit of a pain in the neck. I need to say another word then, but it is a pain in the neck to have so many ideas at the same time in a way, or so many different imaginations, and therefore procrastinate and overthink and not really make a decision about which idea to go for. But at the time, so if I could sort that out, it would be better. But I think, on the other hand, I'd like to think it's a good thing to have lots of ideas. Although I would hope to put them into practice and put them in to make good use of them, put them into action and things like that. But yeah, that's having a good imagination, a vivid imagination, and that sort of thing. I think is pretty cool. Excuse me. Number 18. Again, things I take for granted. Like I think it'd be cool if I could appreciate each notebook I have, each thing I get to write, each thing I get to do, each YouTube video I get to make, having a YouTube channel, actually taking the time to put that into action, each subscriber I have, each view I have, and things like that. I think those are things I shouldn't take for granted too much. Although obviously, the more the merrier. I would like to have a lot more, but it's still each one. I appreciate each one or each comment if I get any comments, especially if people actually like my content, and also like positive affirmations themselves and people who have been positive in my life and said positive things when I've perhaps felt negative. Hope he doesn't mind me giving him a shout out. I won't say his full name in case he doesn't want me to, but like people like Reese who have been really encouraging, and people like my family members, like my stepdad as well, who's really encouraged me as well, and many times, on many occasions, and at many times. Yeah, and things like that perhaps I take for granted. I think like a lot of times I do have a problem with my hoarding, like wanting to take on too much and write too many notes and things like that, and have notebooks everywhere and things like that. But maybe if I just took time and made a decision to write one or two notebooks and hopefully appreciate them more. I think if you appreciate the little things you have, I think it will, once you get more as well, you probably appreciate each thing a lot more, if you know what I mean. I'd love to know what you think again about each of these points. And I'm sure there's something else I was going to say, which I'll probably remember later, but I forgot. But yeah, I think appreciating the simpler things in life as well, the smaller things in life, and things we take for granted, like family, friends, faith, and things like that. And again, the positive affirmations I've read, or positive people I've heard from, or people who have said positive things and positive things that have inspired me and things like that. Number 19, also like networks that help things like Africans, Indigenous Africans and Australasians in STEM. And again, having ideas like that. And hopefully in the future, I'll get to put those ideas into action. But I suppose they have to be an idea in the first place. I know people say ideas are nothing without action, but I think if you don't have the idea in the first place, then like I'm often confused when people say, it's like, I kind of get what they mean, but when they say taking action, but I think obviously you've got to have something surely which you have action to take action on. Like I hear people say, just do it. It's like, just do what? And like, I'm sure you have to have things to take action on. So I think even if I do blow my own trumpet in this case, I think that the desire to support Indigenous Africans and Australasians in STEM and software development generally, I think is a pretty cool idea, even if I do so myself. And I hope to work and network with other people who are in that field, and I'll certainly appreciate that as well. Number 20, and also organizations that help disadvantaged people and things like that. So I'm out. Peace and out.